Hello everybody, and in this video I will be showing you 4 tips in Grow a Garden to get a bunch of shekels. Now, the main currency in this game is shekels, so if you want to get better at this game, you're gonna need shekels. Now, if you come and look at my garden, as you can see, it's very organized and it's not that packed. You know, you have the cacao in the back, right? You have all the cacao in the back. You have the dragon fruit right here. Your grape and pepper, which are gonna be right here. You'll find them right here. Your blood bananas will be found here. Moon melons are found here. My 2 beanstalks, one of them is growing right now, but it is, this is where my beanstalks will be. And right now I am farming these mushrooms. So today I will be showing you 4 tips from ranging skill level, what to do as a beginner, intermediate, advanced, and a pro to make a bunch of money in this game. So we're going to start off at the noob stage. So for the noob stage, really, you probably literally just started the game or your first 5 minutes of the game. Now, I will be showing you how to make your first millions really easily. So here's what you got to do. What I recommend doing is actually going in a public server and just, you know, not really begging, but like asking for fruit to start you off at a game. For example, like this gold moon melon, it's not worth that much, however, it's definitely worth something. For example, it is worth 587,000, which is perfect for a beginner. Now, if people can even go more extreme, for example, like this grape right here. This grape I collected not too long ago. It's a celestial moonlit wet shocked. It would have been a lot more if it was frozen. However, this grape sells for 51 million. So yeah, pretty good. And these 2 right here actually sell for a similar amount. This one's selling for 59 million, and this one selling for, let's see, only 1 million. Okay, well, any beginners out there who need a decent fruit, I have this fruit ready for you. So yeah. Now, also another thing is pets. You want to make sure you have a good pet variety, like 2 moles right here that are trying to dig up sprinklers. I have my snail, which what the snail does, it has an extra chance of harvesting plants to drop the seeds, and the giant ant, what it does is it has a 10% chance for crops to duplicate. Now, this plus a silver monkey, which what it does is actually pretty useful, but right now I'm AFK, or right now I'm not selling stuff, so we just have moles running around here picking up stuff. Once you have like your first 100,000, what you basically want to do is you want to join what's called a Grow a Garden notifier server. So basically right here, it notifies you when something is on stock. For example, a master sprinkler right now is on stock, and I would have never known that if I wasn't in the server. So let's say I was like, you know, at school or something, and then I got pinged for master sprinkler. Well, guess what? All it takes is for me to just hit this and wrench all the way back here. Obviously, I think it passed already, so I don't think it's gonna show here. Yep, it's not here because it already passed. However, now let's say you get your first good fruit. For example, let's say you get maybe a dragon fruit or a grape, which is really good. So if you get a grape or let's say a pepper, that would be really good. So what you would do is you would actually just plant it somewhere in your garden. Alright, obviously that wouldn't be like your first fruit or your first plant, you should work yourself up and make some money, say like a dragon fruit seed, which is slightly better than a mango because there is more dragon fruit in a tree than a mango. And also the price is literally like about the same. So, but yeah, what you really want is a grape or a pepper, or I don't know why you would try and get a beanstalk this early, but yeah, cacao is also really good. What you want to do once you place it is, let's say you are doing it on dragon fruit, which is probably going to be something that you'll find. Or maybe even you'll find it on watermelon or pumpkin, alright? It doesn't matter, alright? It could be cactus, it could be whatever, alright? What you want to do is, you want to make sure you have a reharvestable plant. For example, cactus, I believe, is a reharvestable plant. Dragon fruit is a reharvestable plant. Mango is. Grape is. Mushroom is not. Pepper is. Cacao is. And beanstalk is. So what you want to do is you want to place it, and then what you want to do what's called the sprinkler glitch. So how the sprinkler glitch works is you plant it and make sure that there's nothing on your seeds, right? Make sure there's absolutely nothing. Now you can see something right there. That's a mythical egg. And I actually just got a Discord pig, and it was for a mythical egg, which is why the stock and eggs is actually really good. Anyways, back to the sprinkler glitch. What you want to do is you want to place every type of sprinkler. Now you want to place a specific amount, and this is what I recommend. You want to place 1 master, 2 godlies, 3 advanced, and 3 basic sprinklers. That is the perfect amount of sprinklers to place to grow your whole garden, to grow your crops, and get them really big and potentially even gold and rainbow. Now that is the new. Now you're probably not gonna have enough money to do that, which is why I maybe call that the intermediate method. However, to get your other millions, here's what you want to do. You want to place that plant, and you want to just AFK in the game to get all of these weather mutations. For example, rain. So you want to get all of your stuff rainy. And you want to make sure you get your stuff lightning, which to do that, you can find lightning rods in the gear shop, which I'm not sure how much they are. I think they're 2.5 million. So they are pretty expensive for a beginner. However, don't worry. Once you get just at least 1 shocked fruit, it would be fine. Then you want to go through snow and try and get it frozen, because frozen actually does a lot of a big mutation. And you also want to get it celestial. Now, the best way to get it celestial is going to be a star collar. This right here is a star collar. You put it down, and it will attract meteors, and it will explode them on impact. That's how I have all of these mushrooms celestial, and they're mostly all frozen or chilled. Now, let's say you have your first millions now. Like, for example, let's say you were doing it on a dragon fruit. Oh, I don't have any dragon fruit. Let's see if I can find a decent dragon fruit. That's a frozen dragon fruit. That's a celestial frozen dragon fruit. Alright. Let's say you get a celestial frozen dragon fruit and you try and sell it. Let's see. How much is this worth? That would value at 750,000. So if you just get a full tree of this, you could already make your first millions, which is really good. And once you do that, you can afford sprinklers. And then now you could do the sprinkler glitch. Now tip number 3 is actually going to be alting. So basically you want to make an alt account. And let me show you why you want to make an alt account. Well, basically you could have 2 accounts, and you could basically just run them all at once and just sprinkler method on 2 accounts. Basically pretty much doubling your money. Now, the more alt accounts you have, the better. So let me just show you an example right now. So now, as you can see, my alt account is going to be right over here, and it has 5 moon melons perfectly placed down, ready to be sprinklered. Now, as you can see, they're already starting to grow. We don't want that. Now, obviously, well, there's really nothing we can do. However, once we destroy all moon melons that are on here, we can go ahead and place, let's see, it definitely has one of these. Yes, it does have a master sprinkler because it was on stock last time. So we can actually place a master sprinkler here and do the sprinkler glitch, which I will show you an example later in the video and show you the end results. However, right now, you can see they're actually starting to grow, so we can't do it right now. So we're going to wait for them to actually grow a little bit more. So my alt would just stay here, have a good time. Bye. Alright. Yeah, that is tip number 3, to have it all. And especially when you have, let's say, a red fox or a raccoon, which are the rarest and probably one of the best pets in the game. The reason why being you can probably, there's some dupe glitch on there. I don't really know how it works, but you can steal a crop and give it back. This is how I got an insane fruit, which, let me show you this. Bloodlit, Celestial, Moonlit, Wet, Rainbow, Cacao, which actually sells for 1 billion, which is actually kind of crazy. And I got this just from alting, which just shows you how crazy alting is. This is a Bloodlit, Celestial, Moonlit, Wet. I believe it's also, it's not frozen, it's Rainbow, Shocked as well. So if you have Bloodlit, Celestial, Moonlit, Wet, Shocked, Rainbow, Cacao, it would sell for with about this size, it would sell for 1 billion. Which just shows you how crazy alting is and how crazy alting can be. Now obviously the last tip is going to be the raccoon and red fox method. And that method is just really hard to do, which is why I put it in the pro section. Not even I could do it, and as you can see, I'm not that bad at the game. I have made my first billions. But once you do get to a state, for example, if you have like candy blossoms and you just have a candy blossom that is worth, and you just have fruit that is worth up to like 1 trillion, then you could probably trade for a raccoon. Or you could get very, very lucky with night eggs. Let me see, do I have any eggs right now? No, just eggplant. Alright. Anyways, those are my 4 tips on how to get rich in Grow a Garden. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe for more Grow a Garden tips coming soon. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.